Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are right now. Welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and for the returning subscribers, oh my god, welcome back. And thank you for clicking on this video. Hey, on this channel we talk about so many things, including investment ideas, tour around Europe, lifestyle, personal development, girls talk, everything and anything that can add value. So there is this one thing that surprises me, rather pisses me off. Like, how on earth do they expect someone to have 5 years of experience, yet they have spent the rest of their lives in school, in training? You know, like, where, from, who says so? From where? So I don't get it. That's why I sat down. I said, hey, today we are going to talk about that thing. We are going to see how we can play around the system. Yeah, how we can work on that, exactly that. And how can we do it? That's why today we are going to talk about how we can move around that situation. First of all, we need to live. We need to survive, so we need a job. And we can't create that job just right from the start. We need something to begin on. So first of all, we are going to see how can you find a job that pleases you and that you can retain for a long period of time, which you'll be able to have that experience, have that money maybe to start your own business, yes, or maybe develop career-wise, and then we are going to see how we can maintain that job till it gives us the status. So let's say you are still a student, or you're doing your training, which hopefully will lead you to that career that you wanted to do, you always wanted to do. So if you're still a student and you're still in high school, probably you are in your last years of high school, this is the right time to start thinking about what you want to be, what you want to do when it comes to your future job. So this is the time you make your decision. If you're in uni, you can still make these decisions right now. So how do we make them, and how do we know that we are making the right decisions? First of all, remember in the future you will need a job that every time you wake up you really want to go to that job. So by choosing your career, you have to first choose your area of study, and you have to choose something that you like, something that you will not wake up one morning and be like, oh god, I wish I knew. That feeling. You have chosen your area of study, and this is the time for you now to look for a job. So while you're looking for a student job, I know there are so many alternatives. Like, there are jobs that can give you a lot of money in a short term and you're good. But remember, those jobs, most of them are not professional. So if you're looking in the future, you're looking far beyond your nose, you have to look for that job which is in line with probably what you're studying, or probably to what you want to do in the future. So this will give you a way, if at all in the nearby future you apply for a job, you have had experience, because while a student, you did a student job in that particular field, and you know how things goes. So now how can you maintain that job? I understand that in this stage we are still students, or we have taken those courses that are going to lead us to our future job. So it doesn't really matter, because when you start working and when you have made your choice, it means you entering into that professional world. So you need to start treating yourself like a professional, because it begins within you and then you have to express it outside. For this job, you have to make your best first impression. There is no such thing as the second impression, so you have to do your best to make your first impression and let it be lit, perfect. Yeah, you just got to fix everything. I know it's not easy, but you have to make it perfect, because there is no such thing as second impression. This is the only line you got. You have to make that person interviewing you put a tick, like immediately after seeing you expressing yourself, they just give a tick. You have to get them do that for the very first day you enter into that company, for the very first day you enter into that building, for your very first interview. Another thing you shouldn't forget is to make connection with people around you, not your colleagues, but people outside your company, people outside the work environment, and make connections that will help your company to develop, whereby if you know there is something needed in the company, you know this guy who knows this guy who can fix your problem, and by linking them to your company, giving them extra help, it will make them feel you're useful to them, you add value to their company. So put in mind that whenever you meet somebody, whenever you're connecting with somebody, make sure there is an added value that they are bringing to you, to your career and to your company, and make sure it's vice versa. So don't just get from people, but be able to also give from yourself to them. Remember, in this case, you're still in your probational, let's say, because you're still working as a student, or you're in your probational time. So don't work as a student. Don't work as somebody who is not, who doesn't have experience. A colleague will be very happy to help you in the first days, once, twice, but for the third time, they also start feeling, that kind, okay, they are supposed to be getting used to the work. Okay, so practice makes perfect. Every new environment has its own challenge. It's hard, but if you practice after work, don't relax because you got a job. No, you have to look back into what you do at work, what you did during the day, so that next day you will not have to go to the same person to ask for the same thing that you asked yesterday. Be professional. This is the main point. Another important thing, be punctual. Like, punctuality is the key. If you're punctual, you get organized right from the first hour of work, because you come early, you organize what you're going to do during the day, and you set for the day, which is good for you and for your bosses too, because unorganized work, and nobody really enjoys working with somebody who is disorganized. Let's be real. The next thing is, make sure your absence is highly recognized. What do I mean by this? It means if you're not there, there are some things which they will have to ask from you. There are some tasks which are not going to be completed because of your absence. In this way, if they see that either way they need you to accomplish a certain task, in that case, you will be securing your place slowly in that company. I don't know if these points speak to you. If they do speak to you, please share in the comment section and let others know what they need to do to keep that position, and let's help each other to achieve what we all looking for. Last but not least, learn how to speak up. Sometimes things don't go well when you're still new and you can't speak up. And this is not good, because remember, you're trying to gain trust from these people, you're trying to build up your career, and you trying to see your way through for your future. So if some things don't go well, if you're working in a toxic environment, try to talk to your bosses and see if you can really keep this job, or you can look for another alternative, because here we are looking for how we can maintain this job, but you can't maintain a job where you're not feeling comfortable. So try to speak up, try to open up to your bosses, to your colleagues in case of anything. Don't forget, this is the best moment to venture around different companies. It doesn't matter how many companies you work with. What matters is the experience you get from each and every one of them. So try to make sure that you bring together all those experiences, because at the end they are the ones that are going to build your personal career. Remember, this is the kind of practice that we are doing, so that when we are done with our studies or our trainings, we shall be able to be employed to some different companies, or even the same companies but in different positions, because we have practiced long enough in certain areas. Take it as serious as you can. If you have been wondering how to get those years of experience, hopefully this won't be an issue anymore. Start right now to avoid getting stranded in the nearby future. So this is your choice, and this is entirely upon you. I know you can add 2 or more things to what I have said. Please do adjust them according to what you're doing, according to what you like, and according to what you want to be in the future. And I hope this video was helpful to you. Maybe if you know somebody who needs this kind of talk, you can share this video to them so that it can help them. And sharing is caring, I always tell you I love you. See you in the next video.